how to even formulate a good trading plan. That's what I want to focus on today. Trading is not just something that you come in and you kind of half-ass it. Like you come in and it's like, oh, if I feel like doing it today, oh, if I need some money, oh, you know what? I got to learn how to trade because I got to pay off this credit card debt. It's not easy money. It's a skill that you have to learn to develop. And a lot of the skill, I would say probably about 80% of the skill of trading is going to be what's going on right here. It's your thought process. It's your mentality. It's your psychology of the charts, how you view the charts, how you think about the charts, how you view money, how you think about your profits, how you think about your losses. It's a psychological game for the most part. And the more you can learn to control your emotions, the better you will be at trading. I found that when everything is planned, right? When it's planned ahead of time, it's easier to control the emotions because the outcomes are expected. What do I mean by that? So we all heard the saying before, he who fails to plan, plans to fail. So when it comes to trading, if you're not thinking about certain things, so like how much you risk, what time of day you get on, what assets you're going to be trading, what's your goal for the week or for the month. If you're not thinking about these things ahead of time, then what happens is that when the end of the week comes and you don't have that week goal and you're kind of just getting on and just placing trades and you got a strategy, but nothing is really planned, then when the strategy doesn't go as you thought it might go, the expectation isn't there. Whereas if it was planned, we're like, okay, like we knew there was a possibility it wouldn't go in that direction. So we'll come back to the charts, next time and we'll do it again and we'll do it again until we get it right. So we're going to be going over what I call the foundation of a good trading plan. There's two sides of success, right? Everybody focuses on the physical side of success. There's two sides of success. There's the physical and the spiritual. I might get too deep for some of y'all. Some of y'all probably don't want to hear this, right? You want to hear the best strategy in the world. The physical for trading is going to be all the things that you learn and you do on the charts. The spiritual is going to be how it is that you think. So your goals and your affirmations, what is it that you're telling yourself every day? What is it that you're telling yourself every week? And what are your actual goals? It goes back to what we just finished talking about, which is planning. What are your goals for the chart, right? And the reason why this is so important is because someone who has a goal, let's say your goal is to make $100 a day. Someone without a goal will hit that $100 mark and keep the position open or continue to trade because they didn't set that goal. When you don't have that set goal for your day to day or for your week to week or for your month to month, you'll typically overtrade, over leverage, or you'll probably you're holding positions that you probably shouldn't be holding. And when it turns the other way and it goes negative or whatever the case may be, it's easy for you to get discouraged because you never had an actual goal in the first place. You're kind of just winging it. So the first thing all of you need to do before we even talk about the charts, and again, we'll be getting into the charts tomorrow. Before we talk about the charts, I need all of you to look at your current life and start setting up some goals for yourself of what it is that you want to do on the charts. Now, they have to be realistic and measurable goals. What do I mean by that? If you're only making, let's say hypothetically, you live in the US, you make $2,500 a month right now at your job. Your goal should not be to make $10,000 this month in trading. You've never done it before. You're still a student. You're still learning. And there's there's a law of process. It's going to take time. So you need smart, measurable goals. Something realistic, something that I can obtain, something that I know I can do so that I can get the hang and get used to just doing it over and over and over again. Because trading is not about how many pips you can catch or, what your lot size is, how much money you're making. Trading is just about consistency. So you just got to get consistent. So set a good goal for yourself. Then what I would recommend, you don't have to do this, is affirm it. I like positivity because I understand that what we focus on expands. I understand that what I give, I attract. I just understand all of this stuff. I understand how things work. Everything is positive. I got affirmations all over my office here. I got this little board right here. Be the architect of your destiny. It's just, I'm affirming everything. I got 3-4 whiteboards with goals all over them, income goals, life goals, all these different things. And I speak my goals all the time. I am not ashamed. I am not bashful. I am not quiet about my goals. I'm very loud about my goals. Since your thoughts become words, your words become things. So I would go out there and I would affirm my goals every single day. The next thing is decide how much capital you have for trading. And the key here is to understand you would never want to invest more than you can afford to lose. You would never want to invest more than you can afford to lose. I've literally had people come to me and tell me they have no money, only $20, only $50 to invest, and they need to make money with that $50. I can't help you. I can't help you. That's not how trading works. And even if you found somebody who's going to give you signals or give you trades for you to put your last $50 in, or for you to put your rent money, or for you to put your car note or your insurance money into the market with the hopes that somebody else is going to make you that money back, it's just a horrible mentality. It's a gambling mentality. You're better off going to the corner store and grabbing a scratch off, or the gas station. I'm used to saying corner store. I'm from New York, right? We got corner stores. I live in Florida now, and there's no corner stores over here. So we got to go to like Wawa's or, gas stations or something, right? Right? But go get yourself a scratch off, okay? Get yourself a scratch off and hope that you win another $5 on that, and then reinvest that $5 into another scratch. That's what you're better off doing, all right? I know I'm joking, having some fun here, but this is facts. Because going back to what we were talking about before, it's all psychology. It's all right here. So if I'm in a trade, right? If I'm in a trade and the trade's been going on for a few minutes and I'm like sweating because I'm like, oh my God, like I got to win this trade. I got to build this account. You are literally mentally destroying yourself and destroying any potential that you have to see profits in the market solely because of the way that you think. And the way that you think when you're trading on your last dime, trust me, I've been a broke trader. Broke trading sucks. I get it. But when you're trading on your last dime, you do things like revenge trade. So you take a loss and you'll get back into position because you convince yourself that you probably got in too early and it's about to go your direction now. So you get back into the trade and you lose again. You're over leverage because, like, when you're doing that 0.05 and you're only making $2 a trade, it's not enough for you. So now you double it. You go to the 0.10. Some of you guys try to trade standard lots. So you over leverage, you over trade, you revenge trade. You'll do all of these things because the mentality is I need to make this money. I need to make it back. So let's talk about your preferences, and hopefully you guys are taking notes and writing this down. This is kind of like your homework for today. Let's talk about your risk per day. How much of your account are you willing to lose, and when do you pull the plug? So some of you guys might take 2-3 positions a day. Some of you might take 4 positions a day. It really depends on what assets you're trading, right? You might be able to trade multiple pairs. If you're trading binary options, I know we got a lot of binary traders here. If you're trading binaries, you might be trading multiple different setups, right? Because it's so fast and you can get multiple, pairs in there. And, but you got to figure out how much am I willing to lose on a daily basis. So if I have a $250 account, it probably isn't a good idea to risk $50 a day. There's like so many times that I can lose before I completely blow my account. I just wouldn't advise risking too much on a daily basis. Even though in your mind, you might feel like it's not a lot of money, you have to remember the goal is to grow this account to the point where we can start making consistent withdrawals on a weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly basis to pay for our lifestyle. But you have to grow it first. So you start small, and the power of compounding and consistency, you're going to grow that account little by little. Next one, your availability. What are your possible trading hours? You have to understand that, as I said in the beginning, the markets move in patterns. Patterns happen over and over and over again, right? There's 4 different market sessions. So it's not like it's one big session going all throughout the day, 24 hours a day, same exact session, moving in the same patterns. There's 4 market sessions. So there's 4 different sessions. And although throughout these sessions, there are patterns that form, you have to understand which session you're going to be trading. And that's going to be based off of what time is most convenient for you to trade. You don't want to be distracted. You don't want to be rushing. Maybe you got to go to work after. Like, you don't want to be doing those things. So you want to find a convenient time that you can constantly and consistently get on the charts over and over and over again. Because if you get on the charts at the same time every day, you'll get used to the patterns, or as they say, the way that the markets move throughout that session, whether that be volatility, whether that be liquidity, whether that be momentum, whatever it is, you'll get used to how the markets move. You'll start to see things like, okay, this market is good for breakouts. This market is good for more of a slower market, consolidation. This market we completely stay away from, right? That's an Australian session, by the way, guys, right? But but we'll stay away from that session, right? But you guys got to learn this. You got to know this. By the way, if you're not already in our Discord, make sure you guys join the Discord. We got a lot of free resources, and one of them is the session breakdowns for you guys, so you guys can understand. Let me pull it up for you guys. Let's see where it's at. Probably a little blurry, but We got these are downloadable graphics that you guys can actually download. Here's another one. Join the Discord, you guys will be able to get that. So if you're unfamiliar with the market sessions and the different times that they run, we got that covered for you. You ain't gotta worry about it. That's how you get good. That's how you see, like, you know, people who've been trading for 10 years, 20 years. They make it look so simple. It's because they've taken the time to master whatever it is that they trade. And they do it over and over and over again. Same strategy, same time, same assets, over and over and over again. Now that comes, by the way, that comes before you even tap into strategy. You got to figure out when you're available before you get into strategy, because you might be studying a strategy that sucks at the time that you're available to trade it. Clock in, clock out. Now, why do I call it a clock out routine with the markets and the charts? Okay, you have to decide, okay, how long you're going to be on the charts. A lot of the people that I learned how to trade from were long-term traders. It just didn't go good with me for multiple reasons. Number one, I have a very fast-paced lifestyle. I got 3 kids. I run 2 companies. I travel a lot. I spend a lot of time with family. I like to spend time with family. And I just like freedom. I like going out to eat. After this, we're going to go take my dad out for lunch. And we're going to go grab something to eat. Well, how active do you want to be on the charts? I have one of my mentors that I've learned so much from, especially when it comes to binary options. He loves to be on the charts. He does like these sessions right here. He does like 2 to 3 of them every single day. He trades almost every session that the market offers. If some of you guys know who he is, you know who he is, right? But he's always in his chat. He's always trading. He's always on the charts. I mean, I just don't understand it. I don't understand it. That might be you, though. That might be you. You might be the person that loves to trade. You love to be on the charts, and that doesn't bother or affect you. You might be the person that only wants to be on the charts maybe 1 to 2 hours a day. And then you might be the person that maybe you're just going for swings. Maybe you only want to sit down and mark up your charts for about an hour or 2 per week. But you got to figure out what type of trader you want to be. You want to be a scalper? You want to be a day trader? You want to be a swing trader? You want to trade binary options? But like, what are we doing here? Okay, what are we doing? This is all the boring stuff that people skip over, but you can't, because not only is this important, but this is your trading plan. And as we said in the beginning, those who fail to plan to fail. So we'll breeze through these a little bit. What trading strategies will you trade? Now, there's thousands of different strategies to trade. My best piece of advice to you guys is to pick one and lock in. That's it. That's it. It doesn't matter if it doesn't work this week. It doesn't matter if it doesn't work next week. Pick a strategy and lock in. If you guys want to learn with me personally and get my strategy down, I trigger very simple breakout strategy, trends. That's it. For leverage, and then for binaries, I haven't traded binaries in a while, but I still will be teaching my binary strategy. Some of you guys know the 3-step setup. I'm going to be teaching that here as well, because it's made me a crazy amount of money. And a lot of people still like binaries. So a lot of my following on YouTube is binary options. So we'll be teaching that as well. But make sure you're in our Discord, so you guys can get all the updates and the sessions on that. How many positions will you have open at any one given time? That's more for leverage. Okay, how big is each position? And will you reserve money for the bomb squad? So I'm going to skip the first 2, because the first 2 is really basic stuff, right? We kind of went over that already. How big are your trades? How many trades do you have open? This is all discipline stuff, right? So once you get a strategy down and you'll kind of determine, okay, I can have 2 trades open at a time, right? It'll be good, right? But the bomb squad is something that I came up with. It's a joke, right? It's supposed to be a little, kind of a funny way to remember to not blow your account. Okay, we don't want to blow any more accounts in 2025. Now, we know it's going to happen. We know you're going to blow some accounts, and that's okay. It's all a part of the process. Blowing accounts means that you're still going. When you stop blowing accounts, you either rich or you gave up. It's only 2 options. When you stop blowing accounts, you're either rich or you gave up. That's how the average person lives, right? But when you're a RockStarr trader, okay, we're going to stop blowing our accounts on our way to riches, okay? And that's how we're going to do it. We're going to have what we call reserves, okay? We got our trading reserves. I've been teaching this since 2020, all right? 2019, actually. So what is the bomb squad? The bomb squad is a set amount in your account in which you tell yourself, once my account reaches this level, I'm no longer trading until I'm able to put a little bit more back into the account. Because I believe that there is a certain psychology that comes with blowing your account. I believe that blowing your account does something to a brand new trader mentally that some people just cannot get back from. Like, they can't get back up and get back into it, right? What I did was, when I was on my way and I was learning, for me personally, it started at $100. So what that means is that I would fund my account with $250. $250 was my starting point to get back into the markets and start trading again. And anytime my account dropped to $100, I said, I'm not placing any more trades until next week or until my next paycheck, where I can put another 100 in or 100, 150 in, okay? And I can start trading with that again. There are so many reasons why. I can go on for days. Number one, it's because we never have to put another $250 or $300 into the account, which for some people might be a lot. It's like, man, that's a good portion of my weekly check. But two, we know that the more money you have in your account, potentially the more money you could make. So being that I always left it like 100, let's say next week I'm like, all right, I could put another 300 in. Now I have 400, right? Let's say next week I can only put 150 in. Okay, now I'm back to 250, whatever it is. So I have essentially more than what it is that I'm re-upping when I have the chance to re-up. It just works. Trust me, it works, okay? Trust me. The coach is coaching, all right? I'm coaching right now, okay? It works. The other thing is like I was saying, it's just the mentality of blowing that account. It sucks going back down to zero. I already know you feel like you failed. You feel like you lost. You're like, oh my God. Your heart drops. You're holding on to that trade. You know you should get out of the trade, and your heart just drops when it pulls you out automatically because you got nothing left in that account. I already know how that feels. I've blown so many accounts, so I know how that feels. So we need to set some money aside for the bomb squad. Whatever that is for you, you make that decision to say, whenever my account gets to this level, I'm not going to trade. I'm going to take a break. We're going to have a mental reset. We're going to go back and we're going to back test a little bit. You could trade your demo account. We're going to back test a little bit, right? We're going to see where we possibly went wrong with these last few positions. And then we're going to put out another 100 or another 150 in, and we're going to go at it again. And that's the beauty of the bomb squad. All right, so we'll end it with this right here, guys. I don't want this to go on too long. I know we went over a lot of good stuff today. This is one of my favorite things to talk about, defining your entry points. Why do we need to define our entry points? Most people don't understand that there is a difference between your entry and a possible trade setup. Your confirmation and your entries are not the same. So your trade confirmations are, what do I look for to determine if I have a good setup, if I'm going to be getting into this trade, if I'm going to be getting into this position. It's the confluences that you look for in the markets to determine if it's even a good setup to look at. That's your confirmation. And then you have your entry points, and you want to get good at pinning down your entry points. I've learned to build the patience to wait. I've learned to build the ability and the discipline to not jump in. I've learned to look for specifics and look at all the different variables and look at specifics before saying, okay, this is what I'm getting. I define my entry and I do not take the trade unless my entry is hit. What is it that determines a good trade? And what is it that determines when you get into that trade? I know most people are going to skip over this because you're just not patient enough. And that alone is why you are not, I know you don't want to hear this, you will never succeed in the markets. You're too focused on strategy. You're less focused on how to actually be consistent and make this a full-time thing for yourself. So great session all around. If you guys are brand new, make sure you subscribe. If you haven't done so already, drop a like on this video right here so we can get it out to more people. Continue to comment, continue to share it out. If you're not in the Discord, join the RockStarr's Traders Network Discord, and we will be back tomorrow. We're going to be live again tomorrow. Have a blessed week. I'll see you guys in the Discord. Peace out.